So in, I guess, a shocking fashion, maybe you want to call it, but the Atlanta Falcons at the number 8 spot overall, they take Michael Penix Jr., which has shocked quite a few Falcon fans, where they have come back with, let's just say they're a little perturbed, right? Or a little upset as far as the decision made by the Falcons. And look, I get it. I totally get it. I understand, because Falcon fans have been talking about this for a long time as far as like defense. We need an edge rusher. We need someone. We haven't had anyone since John Abraham. And at this point, hey, we got a quarterback. Why are we drafting another quarterback, right? Why are we drafting another quarterback? And I said, the first thing that popped in my mind when I was watching the draft and they started alluding to that Michael Penix was going to fall at that 8 spot for the Falcons, I immediately said Green Bay Packers, right? And that was in my thought process. But I said, you know what? I see why Falcon fans are upset, but let me see what Terry and Raheem has to say. What do they have to say about this before I really, kind of give my final thoughts, on it. And watching that press conference, I get it. I totally get it. Now, again, we don't know you never know if it's going to work out. But as far as the thought process, and they actually alluded to it as well, and it makes sense. Look, they got Kirk Cousins for a reason, right? They wanted to win now. And Terry and Raheem was talking about this. If that formula works, because you have to think, if that works, you got Kirk Cousins to win now. So if that works, they're absolutely right. You're not going to be picking in a top 10 position, because if it works, you're in the playoffs. If it works, you're winning playoff games. If it works, and for Falcon fans, they hope that they are playing in the Super Bowl, right? And then Kirk is in year 12. So a 3-year contract, let's just be honest. That 3 years, Kirk is going to be gone regardless. So the way that Terry and them was thinking is that we got to get someone that is a replacement, someone that can sit, someone that can take over once when Kirk is done. Look, I wouldn't be surprised if Michael took over after 2 years, right? And they still got that 3rd year that's left there. But I will say, I understand where Falcon fans were getting upset, and there's a few that's bought in. And I'm going to say, I'm going to lean on the side of buying in as far as like what Terry and Raheem is trying to do. I get it. I understand the thought process that's with it. I look at the landscape of the Falcons. I talked about the Falcons last year, saying that they were going to win the division with Ritter, right? So if I'm going to say they'll win the division with Ritter, then I should still stand on business, as the kids say, and say Kirk Cousins can win that division as well, because we all know that Cousins is an upgrade, from Ritter at this point. So this division is still available to be won. Kirk just got to prove it. That's going to be there regardless. And then Michael sit there and he takes over the keys. Now, the offense that they still got Robinson, they still got Drake, they still got Pitts. I don't know for how long, with Pitts, because he's the elder of that kind of young rookie group, or that young talent. So they're still going to have to add pieces to it. So with the Penix thing, yes, I understand. This is day 2 of the draft is right upon us. They still can get, their edge rusher that they're looking for, and other pieces, with it. But Atlanta, I would just say, let's take it down just a tad bit. I'm not trying to change your mind, because I get why you're saying what you're saying, but I'm just saying, let's take it down just a little bit, because you look at Kansas City, they had Alex Smith, they took Pat Mahomes, right? And it's not apples to apples. I know that. But you look at Green Bay, which I was saying, you had Aaron Rodgers. They knew he was going to be around for a few more years. They take Jordan Love. Look how that has panned out. So you have to operate proactively and not reactively, right? So if Kirk Cousins doesn't work out, and then 2-3 years down the road you're looking for another quarterback, and it ain't no quarterbacks in the draft, then you got a problem there. So being proactive versus reactive, I'm not going to fault them on it, but this is the great part about why we make these debates, because we will have an answer into the 3